Hi, Gummies. How are you doing today? Thank you for joining another episode of Bumping My Gums. Whew, it's been a while, right? It's been a minute. I want to say that it's been at least a month, maybe two months. But anyway, I wanted to come on real quick just to share with you about my day. Today is Thursday, and I'm having a little lunch. I got another meeting to go to, but I was like, you know what? While I'm sitting here eating my lunch, reflecting on my day, I'm going to just do a real quick video about the social media conference that I attended today. Dell Tech presents social media conference. And so I have lately, I've been really bad with seeing things that I want to do and then just going for it and moving forward. Social media conference was one of those things. I did not realize that this was in Georgetown, Delaware, when I did my registration. So went online, registered, not paying attention. I'm thinking Dell Tech. Got a Dell Tech here in Delaware. I mean that's all in Delaware. Have a Dell Tech not too far from where I live. So maybe it's, I'm assuming that it has to be somewhere at one of those campuses. No ma'am. Georgetown, Delaware is an hour and a half away from my home. But you know what? Thank God for supportive husbands. My husband was like, hey, instead of getting up in the morning, because I know how you are, I'll book you a room. So I drove down last night, stayed 6 minutes away, and then this morning, got up, got dressed, and went to the conference. I love him. He is very supportive. So anyway, this was my first time hearing about it, but apparently it's been going on for years. This is my first time hearing about it, and it was from 8:30 this morning until 3 p.m. Overall, I want to say it's good. Right now, I'm still trying to decide if this is something that I would do again. The information was good. I love the fact that they were very time conscious, but not rushed. Supposed to start at 8:30. They started at 8:30. The speaker was scheduled to finish at 9:15. The hostess with the mostest, she starts moving towards the podium at about 9:13. That's warning to be like, you got 2 minutes to wrap that up. And if you haven't wrapped it up, she's standing right next to you talking about, all right, now thank you so much. So I appreciated that because I have been to different events and things don't run on time, or, they get started super late and then the instructors are left rushing through the, information because they're trying to get back on schedule or whatever. So I appreciated the fact that they were time conscious, but it was not, like I said, I didn't feel rushed. I didn't feel like instructors were trying to speed through because, oh, well, we got to hurry up and get you to the next thing or whatever. But, everybody seemed to be, the presenters did an excellent job with creating their content. And the classes that I went to, the presentations ended like right on time, and it had enough time at the end to feel, to ask questions. And then if you wanted to even stay and take selfies with the instructors or ask them questions personally, that was really good. I really like the fact that the people who were presenters was all about presenting the information, and I didn't feel like this was a commercial or a ploy or a way to get me to now patronize them. Because sometimes when you go to things, you're thinking you're learning about something and they're pitching all about why you should hire them. But I felt like the presenters that they had today was all about, okay, one of the classes I went to was called Blogging Basics and Podcasting Pointers to Grow Your Business, Antoinette Blake. But that was with Antoinette Blake, the Delaware blogger, if you follow her. She's a very nice young lady, and her personality came through in her presentation, and she shared about why it's important for you to blog, and then she gave some pointers on podcasting that I really appreciated. She shared the 3 P's: passion, purpose, and patience. And I'll say, none of this information is necessarily brand new, but you can appreciate hearing it again from someone who does this for a living, or someone who's been in the business and been doing this for a while. So, passion, what are you doing that drives you to get up in the morning? Think about things. If you have some sort of if you're not necessarily selling a product, and you're like me with a YouTube and a podcast, share content that you're passionate about. And then purpose is, what's the purpose? What is the purpose of me starting this YouTube channel? What's the purpose of me starting this podcast, right? So those are things that I'm currently thinking about. And then patience. Patience, because people have been in this business for a long time. Like, she shared that she had a thrifting blog for 3 years. I think she said for 3 years. But she didn't get her first response until maybe a good year or two in. And she said, so it just takes patience. And the reason why she kept doing it is because it was her passion. She enjoyed doing it. And so that helped. That was encouraging to me, because I made it to my 1-year anniversary. And I'm always looking at, well, nobody really engages with me on social media, on Facebook, or I don't really do a lot anymore on Instagram, or even making posts on my YouTube channel, and I don't have a lot of subscribers. And I try not to focus on the numbers. Somebody told me this a long time ago, don't focus on the numbers. I do this because this is what I enjoy doing. I enjoy talking to people. Well, I'm not really a people's person, but at the same time, I like hearing people's stories. I like to hear how they overcame something, because that encourages me. I may not necessarily be looking to open up a hair supply store. I personally might not be looking to start an online jewelry business, or I might not personally want to open up a barbershop. But listening to people stepping out on faith, or following their dreams and following their passions, that encourages me. Like, okay, well, if they can do it, then I can do it too. And that's the point and that's the perspective that I want to share with my watchers and my listeners. That if, Gwen can do it, if Bob can do it, if Marissa can do it, then you can do it too. Yes, it's scary. I'm not, I like for people to share their fears or their struggles, because, it's not all, it's not all fun and games. It ain't all rosy. It ain't all roses out here. But the passion is what keeps you motivated and keeps you grinding to see your podcast, your YouTube, your business to success. There was a quote that one of the speakers gave. Her name was Drew Fennell. She is the Chief Communications and Experience Officer from Christiana Care, and she said, where love leads, excellence is inevitable. Where love leads, excellence is inevitable. And to me, where love leads, excellence will follow. And that is so true, because if you love something, you're going to put your energy into it. And when you put your energy into it, you have no choice but to succeed, right? So anyway, so that was good. I went to her class. And then the second class that I attended was social media and a website. Now what? Build your social and SEC strategy. And that was led by Christy Gallagher Grizel. She's Social Butterfly, where she has a marketing company. And she just shared how creating a website and can make a footprint, and how it's good to have social media presence and things of that nature. So that was really good too. She gave some really good information, but the main theme through everyone's speech, through everyone's presentation, was consistency. Consistency, consistency, consistency. If you are made up your mind to do your post every 3 times a week, then you have to stick with 3 times a week. Once a week, then you need to stick to once a week. So that's something that I am struggling with. I took an unexpected break, so I need to get back on it. I need to start grinding and pumping out this content. So the conference has 3 breakout sessions And then it had a I want your question. It had a I want my question answered session. And that was for like a half an hour. That was great. The four people who were on the panel was just Justin Beebe, not, you know, and he is from the Archer Group. His favorite social media platform is Twitter. Bobby Bailey, he is from Burris Logistics, and his favorite platform is Instagram. Marcus Watkins is his favorite is Twitter and YouTube. And then Dawn Mosley from I Am Filmworks, and her favorite platform was Instagram and YouTube. Now, Dawn Mosley, that name, she didn't look familiar to me, but her name sounded very familiar to me. And then when I looked on Facebook, we have several friends that are in common. So I made sure that I went up to her and introduced myself, because I was thinking it's possible that we have already crossed paths, or we will cross paths again in the future, since we have so many people in common. And her name sounded familiar to me. So I tried to make sure that I did that. And then the other thing that I really liked about the social media conference, like I said, I feel like it was very well put together. They have coffee and beverages for you throughout the whole entire event. They give you ample time to get from the morning ceremonies and into your different breakout sessions. They give you plenty of time to do that, so you're not feeling rushed. And then they give you lunch. Lunch was very good. It was sponsored by Big Fish. I got I'll post the picture in here, but I forgot. It was something steak on the sandwich, and it was in a little box, and it was the sandwich, the chips, and a cookie. And I thought that was pretty cute, and half the sandwich. I was midway through the first half of my sandwich before I remembered I probably should take a picture, because I'm going to do a vlog on it. So that's why the half of that sandwich is missing, because I was already chewing on it as I was taking the picture. So the lunch was really good. So then after lunch, then you went to the other session, and then you have the Q&A. And then after the Q&A, they call it refuel break. So they give you, you know, several minutes to refuel. And they had snacks. They had this wall of donuts. I'm so sorry I didn't get a picture, but it was a wall of donuts, and they just had the donuts hanging on a ring. I don't know how smart that was with this little coronavirus going on, and everybody doesn't have the same hygiene. I don't know, but it was cute, and people got a really good kick out of it. People taking selfies with it and all of that. But like I said, I missed that opportunity. And then they also had a candy. Well, not really. It wasn't just candy, but it was Swedish fish, plain M&Ms, pretzel bites, peanuts, and jelly beans. And then they gave you these little cups where you could take a scoop and scoop out your stuff and put it in a little cup, and kind of, you know, and just kind of have a little snack after lunch, because it was a pretty long day. And then you went to your last session. I went to Building Your Brand and Influence on Social Media. And that was, the presenter for that one was Megan Steele, Heartbeat Branding Company. She did a really good job too. She is a photographer, but she also does social media marketing as well, I believe, because she really knew her stuff as well. And she went over how making your Instagram aesthetic. And she basically, she didn't say it the way that I said it, but she said something that I have been saying for years. When you have a business, make sure your posts are related to your business. Basically, I'm going to give you the Dorla version of what I walked away with. So you need to keep your business and your personal pages separate. And if you have multiple businesses, depending on what they are, they should also be separate. She was sharing that one of her clients had two businesses. She has a flower shop, and then she got into making products. She made bags and t-shirts, and they were related to the flowers, where they had, you know, flowers and different things of that nature on her products. But people were confused when they came to her Instagram page and not sure, you know, which link to click on what in order to purchase the flowers versus purchasing her actual merchandise. So she separated it so that way it was clear. And I always say that, like, as a consumer, people give me their Instagram page, or they give me more or less the Instagram page, because not a lot of people do Facebook. but they would give me their Instagram page. Like, for instance, I'm looking for a hairstylist. I was, because y'all can see now, I don't really, Anyway, when I was looking for a hairstylist, people would give me their Instagram page, and I would go there. They would have 100 pictures, and only 10 of them will be pictures of the hairstyles that they did. The rest of it would be pictures of them, their children, pictures of, out and about, and that's fine. Now, I'm not, knocking the kids. You're beautiful. Your children are beautiful. But none of that got anything to do with your hair, doing you being a hairdresser. So as a consumer, that I am looking for someone to do color. I'm looking for someone to do a cut. I'm going to your page because that's what I want to see. I want to see your work, which would have you done, so I could say, oh my gosh, this is really cute, this is what I'm looking for, and this is what I want. But at this point I can't do that, because all I know and all I can verify is you have beautiful children, and you and your family do a lot together, and y'all look loved. That's great. But that ain't got nothing to do with your business. And 9 times out of 10, I'm not going to book my appointment with you because I feel like you're maybe doing hair isn't your primary goal. That's a side hustle, whatever. So I'm gonna go to someone else who I, have a little bit more confidence in. My apologies. That was a whole side rant that ain't have nothing to do with this thing or whatever. But, well, I guess it did, because like I said, she was talking about branding. So anyway, I digress. It was very good information. Will I attend again? That's a good question. I don't know. And right now, in this moment, I'm not quite sure that I would attend again, because right now I feel like I'm a novice, and a lot of the information that they were providing was a lot of general information, good information, but it was general. And in this point in the game, I think I need something that's a little bit more hands-on. I mean, like I said, you can ask questions, but I'm wondering if I just need to pull the trigger and get myself a business coach that can actually sit down with me and help me, maybe review some of my videos with me, and they can make recommendations on how to, make things better. And I feel like the biggest thing that I need assistance with is captioning my videos. How do I capture people's attention? Because in my mind, the content that I'm making is pretty good. I feel like the guests that I have are providing really good information that can really help someone. But sometimes I think when I'm writing the captions, it's not an attention grabber, and people are just like, whatever, I don't know what they are here talking about, I'm just gonna keep on scrolling, not knowing that maybe some of the information on there could be, entertaining to them or helpful to them in their current endeavor. So that's what I'm looking for. I think I used to be a writer back in high school, and maybe not so much high school, but maybe 9th grade to middle school to maybe 9th or 10th grade. I used to write short stories, and I feel like I need to tap into that doorla to write captions that will jump out and grab people's attention. Like, oh my, what is this about? Click on it. Like me, when I'm scrolling through YouTube, there are certain captions or certain trigger words that I see that I'm like, what is this? And if the content is interesting, I watch it. And so that's something that I am going to continue to work on, with trying to capture it to make it a little bit more exciting. And in my mind, I come up with these topics that I want to discuss, but I work full time. So sometimes they may come to me during the day, and I'm working my day job that, pays the bills and keeps me from having to live outdoors. I don't have the time to actually write out the post. And then by the time I log off work, then either I done lost the spirit or, the passion for that topic isn't quite there, or I forget. And I'm like, well, darn, what did I, what was I thinking or whatever? So I need to find a way. Maybe I'll start doing voice memos, because that's something that I can kind of do and then still work. So the next time I think of a really good topic that I want to post about, I'll do a voice memo. So then at the end of the day, I'm like, okay, well, I haven't posted in a while. I need to post something. And then I'll just, toss out a question or something like that. But in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, the topic or whatever you were thinking earlier was so much better than what you just posted. But I can't remember what it was, or I don't have the same essence in, that motivated me to have that thought. So I don't know. So those are the type of things that I am, trying to work on. And I'm also out here trying to recruit folks to come on to recruit folks to come and to talk with us so that they can motivate you. But overall, the social media conference, they had a lot of great speakers, and it's a really good networking opportunity. If you are really good with networking, I would definitely suggest that you go, because especially if you look at the panel and see people who are in similar business with you, the similar business that you're in, it's really good because, like I said, the panelists that I went to, they were very, very, very helpful. It wasn't like, well, if you want that additional information, here's my business card and you need to hire me for an hour. They were like, okay, Deltec asked me to come here, so for today, I'm going to answer your questions and give you this information that other people are paying me for. So I think that's really good. I mean, of course, they mention in their presentation what their business is and give you their contact information so that if you are interested in becoming a customer and patronizing them, you can do so. No, don't get me wrong. I mean, why would you miss that opportunity to do that? But I feel like they were still very open to answering questions and trying to assist you in your journey, no matter where you are. So I really appreciated that. That was really good. So if you are good with networking, and not even just a panelist, but there were a lot of people who were attending. There was someone there who was asking about a medical marijuana. I think they were trying to open up a medical marijuana dispensary. There was another gentleman who started his own business, something with healthcare. I'm sorry. And there was another guy who, him and his wife, they started a installation of blind business. So, like I said, if you're good with networking and there's a particular, you're trying to get your name out there, or you're out here trying to, find your tribe, or find other people who are creating businesses, I would definitely suggest that you go. But as far as the information, I would say that I probably should have sat down and really, really thought about what information I wanted and wrote questions down, so that way, and then go to those sessions that was geared to that, and then at the end ask those questions, or ask the questions during their Q&A session to get the specific information that I wanted to get today. And I didn't do that because I'm crazy. I didn't necessarily do that. I had a general mindset of the things that I wanted to know, but because I've never been to anything like this before, this is my first social media conference, period, like overall. So I didn't know what to expect. I've been to other conferences, but as you know, every conference you go to is different. Their setup is different. Like I said, the presenters are different. So now I know. So now I know. So if I do choose to go again next year, I will know that, how to prepare for it. Go with a specific purpose in mind. Research. And I got this tip from a business conference, a business coaching conference that I went to a few weeks ago. Be intentional about your networking. They post the speaker's name and they give a quick bio on them. So I should have taken her advice and sat down with the website, looked at who was speaking, did some research on them, maybe Googled them, went to their social media pages, and came up with some questions that I wanted to ask. So when I went to their class, I was prepared and I could have asked it, and I could have walked away with more information that was more specific to what my needs were. So that would be my tip to you, that if you're going to attend this next year, or if you're attending any other type of a social media, or attending a conference period, and you register and you know who the guests are going to be, do some research on them, and then sit down and think, what do I want to take away from this conference? What exactly do I want to learn? And then write those, put them in the question form, write them down, and then be intentional to attend the sessions with those people that you've researched to ask your questions and get the assistance that you need. Or just introduce yourself, because the podcast session that I went to, I believe a 30-minute free coaching comes along with that. I'm going to utilize that because I have questions. So I'm going to take advantage of that 30 minutes. And out of that 30-minute conversation, maybe I will become a customer and, decide to hire her to, help me with getting my podcast off the ground. Or at least it will be a good way to, like I said, to get my questions answered. And I follow her on social media, and she has a podcast. So, just continue to listen to her podcast and continue to just kind of grow and learn as I go. Anyway, I'm sorry. This video is like 20 minutes longer than I planned for it to be. Like I said, I just wanted this to be real quick. I have something else to do. But those are my thoughts about the social media conference. Have you attended this conference before in the past, or have you attended a social media conference, just any type of conference? If so, let me know down in the comments. And if you have, drop a comment or two and let me know what are your thoughts. What suggestions would you give on how to approach attending a social media conference? How can you walk away with getting with maximizing that opportunity and getting the information that you need in order to grow and, further your channel? If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and hit that bell so the next time I post content, you will be notified. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great day on purpose.